We have had a lot of good speakers to now, but we have saved the best to the last. It's let's welcome Trygve on stage and good luck with your kind of hearing and stuff like that.
Hello, everyone. Everyone here and everyone online. Just a few words about who I am. I'm the cluster manager for the Smart City cluster in Stavanger, and I've been doing that since 2019. And when Werner called and asked me to do this, I decided to take a slightly different approach into it, like Nordic Edge always does. So bear with me. There's a thought behind what I'm doing here. So I decided, first of all, to go citizens in a new era from smart to wise, which is sort of a bit of a pet peeve for us in Nordic Edge at the moment, that the world is changing and we need to think differently about smart cities. And I'm also going to cover a bit about the new European Bauhaus project that we have done in Stavanger and use that as examples of how the world is developing and changing. Let's see if we can get this to move from one to the next.
Is it like the arrow thing?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, beyond smart cities has been around for a long time. I've been doing this since 2019, and Nordic Edge started in 2015. And smart cities have been sort of focused on technology, but we've always had a different approach into it, and we've always, or since 2018, gone with smart with the heart, sort of human-centric. What are we trying to achieve? Because smart cities are not the end goals; they are tools for what we're trying to do. And the concept that we are moving towards is sort of the wise city that is built on wider values: trust, participation, inclusion, democracy, and so on. Like the previous speaker talked about, and Dennis and I have known each other for many years, resilience is a new concept that is very important in all of this. And in this is the power of communication. All trust that is built between people begins with communication. It's open, clear, inclusive communication. People must feel like they're being seen and they're being heard. They must feel like they're participants in what's going on. The focus should be on true dialogues and mutual understanding and not pushing information. And I'm sorry to say that, but in too many cases, we see cities that push information on websites and other places, and they expect people to go there and look for it and sort of be a part of it. There's no sort of true interaction going on, and that's part of what we need to build up and get going in sort of the wiser city. Citizen engagement is more than consultation. It means co-creation. It means designing solutions with people, not just for them. It means that when citizens are taken seriously, the results are more relevant, more sustainable, and more accepted, and we create better and more resilient solutions. I always say that democracy starts from the bottom up. The city starts from the bottom up. It does not start with the administration and goes down to people. So we got to sort of rethink the way we think about these things in a wider aspect. So what have we been doing for the past 3 years? In 2022, we managed to land a big European project called the New European Bauhaus in Stavanger. We have 2 collaboration cities, Prague and Utrecht. And we've been messing around with different sort of interaction models and so on for the past 3 years. This project is now coming towards the end, and we're sort of out and about here and elsewhere in Europe, talking about what we have achieved and what we have tested and seen in the meantime. NEB is one of the 6 lighthouse demonstrators, part of the New European Bauhaus EU initiative that is supposed to connect the green transition on the Green Deal to people's daily lives and living spaces, promoting sustainability, inclusivity, and aesthetics. The basis for that is that no one is interested in changing anything that you don't have an ownership to. So in order to be able to get people to actually want to change and develop and move forward, we need them to feel included. We need them to see the beauty in things. You're not going to change anything that is ugly, that you don't have an ownership to, or that you aren't close to. So we managed to, as I said, get money for a period of 2022 to 2025. And we worked on showcasing how neighborhoods can integrate the NEB principles of sustainability, inclusivity, and aesthetics into challenges locally in their neighborhoods in order to change and develop in terms of climate, environment, and health. First of all, we've been messing around with something called the barcode. This is something that Utrecht had come up with, which is basically dividing the city into sections based on what kind of activity is going on in that part of the city. So we took part of Stavanger. We said, okay, this is business, this is school, this is green area, this is so. And the goal of the barcode is to have a more and better distributed city. So you don't have far to go to get to a park. You don't have far to go to get to a playground. You have a sort of equally or more better spread on the different kind of activities that are going on. So we tested it out in this part of Stavanger, found out that there's a lot of business. There's not very much green, as you guys can see from this. But when we then start discussing how do we develop this part of town, and people say, well, more tall buildings, more this, more that, we can say, well, we have a lot of that. Maybe we need something else to make this a good neighborhood. Maybe we need something else to develop this part of town into a better and more balanced neighborhood in terms of what it is. It also provides a massively good, oh, your microphone is muted, it says. Not mine. Okay, keep going. It also provides a massively good tool for discussing. So we have also printed it out and we've run workshops with people in order to discuss, okay, what should we do here? What should we do there? What is the plan of the city? Should we have a school there? Should we have a park there? And how far is it to this, that, and the other in the town? And these discussions with city planners, architects, citizens, and so on have proven very valuable in this period. And we've tested it out in Prague. It's worked there. Utrecht developed it, but we've sort of further developed it in the project. And it's worked in 2 different sections of Stavanger where we have tested it out. So now we're sort of interested in, are other people out there willing to test it out? Because I think it could be a good tool for citizen engagement and co-creation for the better city. We have also had temporary meeting places. So we opened a little shop where the city could meet the citizens. So everyone in the neighborhood could come by and ask what's going on in our neighborhood, well, why you're building this, what are you doing there, and so on. We took a parking spot and made a little fix your stuff cafe. So we had people sitting in a parking spot. We found a carpet that was exactly the size of the parking spot. So we just covered it up and said, this is where you guys are going to be today and fix things. And we ran also an open sort of secondhand market and stuff in order to get in contact with people. And this is all about the engagement and getting people to feel like they own the neighborhood and can contribute to their neighborhoods. We have also in Denmark, borrowed from Denmark, an app called Urban Belonging, which has been very good, where you can walk through the town and you can test and take pictures of parts of the city that you like or you don't like. And you can make like heat maps of areas that need fixing and so on. And this is sort of for people to feel like when they're out walking, you can take pictures of, oh, this is a beautiful bench, or this is a great neighborhood. I like this part. I don't like that part. And then over time, the city can gather data on what needs to get fixed and what people feel good about in the city. I'm going to show a little video here. We also made this because we've had some problems with development of parts of the city. So we made a digital twin to showcase what the city could look like and what it could become. And it's so much easier to have the dialogue with people when they can sort of see it, they can feel it, instead of getting a document that is 500 pages, it's two-dimensional. You don't see how tall the buildings are. You don't see what it does to the seafront or anything like that. So we spent quite a bit of time in the city creating this model to showcase. And this area that we're showcasing has been a very big discussion point in the city. What should be there? What should be there? And there have been very tough fronts fighting over this neighbor. So, but I'm sure you're going to share this afterwards so people can go through and have a look at the full thing when we get there. Let's see if I can get to the next. Can we get to the next slide here? Next, there. The city of Stavanger has also spent quite a bit of money and time creating a data lake. And this is a very good starting point because they ingest and digest a lot of unstructured data from the entire city and they put it in catalogs and index this, and they use it for other services and so on afterwards. I'm not saying that every city out there should create data lakes, but I'm saying that it's a good starting point for sort of gathering the data, and they spent quite a bit of time putting this together in order to be able to feed it through to other things. For instance, the barcode that you saw earlier has been gathering data from this, saying this is this and this is that and so on. So from smart to wise, the key principles. The wise city is transparent and inclusive. It builds on co-creation with its citizens. It includes marginalized voices in society. That's very important. We spent quite a bit of time talking to the silent voices, the people that you don't normally hear, the ones that don't go on the app and answer things or write a piece for the paper or turn up at your doorstep and yell at you for something. And it also empowers communities to engage in their future. So the digital tools are only part of this, but they're not the goal. They are the enablers to make this happen. And the Nebstar project over these past 3 years have shown that people are and should be at the center. And when they are, the technology becomes meaningful, and you can actually use that to transform society and nudge society in the directions where you need it to go. And I have a final thought and a call to action. To build the cities that we need and want, we have to engage people in a meaningful way. This means shifting focus from efficiency to empathy, from automation to inclusion. And my call to action is, let's treat citizens as partners, not as users. Let's invest in communication and co-creation processes. And let's learn from the Nebstar and build not just smarter cities, but wiser and kinder cities. And let's remember where we started, smart with a heart.
So you have some minutes, Bjarte, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So can you share with us, Trygve, a little bit about what you think about Nordic Edge's role in the coming years in regards cooperation with both the kind of private actors like ourselves and cities?
Absolutely.
What do you think about that going forward?
Well, Nordic Edge started out in Stavanger as a small cluster, and then we became a Norwegian cluster in the smart city space. And then from there on, we are now developing an innovation company with sort of a Nordic focus. But the role is still the same. We're going to be the go-between between cities, companies, citizens and so on. So we are still going to be meddling in the middle there and getting people to talk to each other, because we have no self-interest in this other than developing the cities and communities to become better and the best they can be. So we're not a company, we're not selling anything, we're not a city, we don't have legal requirements for anything. So we're kind of in between there, and
Like a facilitator.
Facilitator.
Yeah.
The go-between.
Yeah. Okay, so Bjarte, do you have any questions? Anybody?
No questions as such, but I just think it's interesting what Trygve says, that so much and it really comes together with what Jake and Dennis has been talking about too, that so much of to reach these goals, and as you're saying, the digital tools and the apps or whatever are just tools to reach a goal, yeah. But so much of what is lacking here to me is communication and actual facilitation of information. I mean, typically for public sector, there is too much information, so it becomes a blocker. And I think there are really digital tools out there now with the AI involvement and everything that can facilitate finding the core, the important messages in this vast amount of data, this vast amount of information, so we can actually make messaging that can create this relationship with the citizen much easier than we could many years ago. I mean, we have been moving forward from PDF archives. We have been digitizing the print archives. We're taking the next step to actually being able to utilize the data, the information that we do have. So I think it's really interesting how these topics come together. That information is engagement in the end, I think.
Yeah, I can add to that. I spent 6 years as a journalist back in my younger days. And we used to say that the winner isn't the one with the most access to information. The winner is the one that can package the information correctly and present it in the right way. And I think that's more true than ever, because there's so much noise out there that you need to package and put it in the right context in order to make it valuable to people. Although otherwise it's just noise and people turn off.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're
Go ahead.
Oslo.
Yeah, and I think it was an interesting end note. Let me just take over the screen here to finalize this. So I would again like to sum things up by saying that I mean, to us, as you know, most of us work in the sort of the interface between technology and communication, and I really think there is a key there to solve these problems with engagement, with better relationships between the citizen and the city, actually. So by saying that, I think we can wrap things up. And for us at Innocode, this is of course. And we're really thankful to all the speakers, but also to all of you spending 3-4 hours of your Monday with us today from all over Europe. We want to say thank you for taking the time, and we do hope you find this valuable. And by that, if there are any questions, we are happy to take them, of course, and we will be distributing some content from today's sessions, both in a shorter and a longer format, I expect. And by that, I would like to wrap things up and say thank you and have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.